Do you want to say hi? This is Katie.
Hi, this is Katie.
Hi, this is Katie's dad.
Yes, I am, and I'm proud of it.
Are you?
Most of the time.
Yeah, that's well, all I can ask for.
All right, some of the time.
Like 40%?
No, I'd go with 52%.
That's most.
Yeah, no, it is.
Statistically speaking.
It is.
Thank you.
It is.
It's nice of you to say. Hi, this is Katie.
Hi, this is not Katie.
That's a good, I'm gonna make you a t-shirt that says, hi, this is not Katie.
That's not Katie.
Yeah, this is my dad. Most of you guys know that. We're gonna do a Q&A for you guys.
Yes, we are.
Get to know all the deep secrets of my dad's life.
Well, that's not what I was bargaining for. I thought I came here to discuss science fiction movies and your favorite records. We're not doing that?
We can talk about my favorite
Is that some
records.
other time we're doing that?
Yeah, that's, yeah, this sci-fi record.
Is this the moment where we talk about gluten-free bread?
Mm-hmm.
It is?
I'm making you eat gluten-free bread for dinner.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
You usually wouldn't be. But it's because
I think for the folks, I
you're pretending you're okay.
I should seem magnanimous and generous of spirit. Things that I'm not ordinarily.
This is the fakest my dad's ever been. I'm just kidding. Do you even know how to be fake?
I don't think so.
No, me neither. I don't think so either. All right, are we gonna get into this?
We can.
All right,
we can.
this Q&A. All these questions that we have. We did get a decent amount.
Well, let me start with the one that I remembered seeing countless times, and that is, how do I feel about you moving on, leaving Charleston?
Oh, yeah.
Charleston is my favorite place in the United States, maybe my favorite place in the world to live.
Is it really? Okay.
It is.
Okay.
It is. And I've been all around the world and all that. Yeah, I like living here for a lot. I think the quality of life here is exceptional. I happen to like, I'm a museum person, as you know. I'm an art gallery person, as you know. I'm a beach person, as you know.
Yeah.
And Charleston's a rare combination of world-class museums, art galleries, and beaches, and restaurants, leaving out probably the most famous attribute that many people would assign to Charleston as being a foodie place.
Yeah.
And it is very definitely a foodie place. Yeah, and so I almost have an evangelical feeling about living here in the low country of South Carolina, where the people are friendly, the weather is great.
Yeah.
And so when somebody says that they're not in love with this place as much as I am, again, I mentioned before, I feel a little bit of that evangelical sense, you know, doggone it. When it's somebody that you love and whose presence you want to hold on to, that makes it doubly disappointing. But so am I disappointed and sad? Sad might be slightly too strong a term. Certainly disappointed, I guess, in some ways, that Katie decided to move on. But it's her life, and what makes her happy is more important than my own selfish need to have her around. And in this day of instant communication, in nanoseconds, we can FaceTime and all of that. Katie's my favorite daughter, and
I'm the only daughter.
I haven't said that. But you know, and we've got a good daddy and daughter relationship, and those are always special. So so I'm disappointed a little bit and sad a little bit, despite what I said before. But you know, life moves on, life goes on, and we'll see each other. We'll talk about each other.
Yeah.
Talk to each other, rather.
We'll
talk about each other too. We'll talk about things that of mutual interest is where it's going with that.
Yeah.
So so yeah, I'm good with that.
Even when I'm not here, we still, like, we talk quite frequently.
We do.
You were the main reason that I wanted to move here. Like, I wanted to...
There's that evangelist thing again.
Well, I wanted to live somewhere that I've... Because you guys, I mean, most of you guys know, like, I had apartments and I traveled a lot, but then I lived in my car for years on the road with no home base. But then I was kind of just thinking of having a home base for a little while, and I chose Charleston because my dad's here and he loves it, and he does speak very, very highly of it. And I never spent a lot of time here. I visited you a couple times over the last few years, but never more than like a few days. I didn't know a lot about it, and also I did want a warm winter. And so I came here, and I'm like, you know, 20 minutes from where my dad lives, and I've seen you at least once or twice a week, mostly, not during this whole time, but I'm gonna be mildly sad to leave, but only because I'm gonna miss being near you and like hanging out with you and doing
Well, you made other friends as well.
Yeah, but I've made Kelsey as a friend, and she's moving too. She's moving back to Minnesota.
By odd coincidence. That's an incredible
yeah. She's leaving a couple weeks after I am. Like, I know a couple other people here, but I'm very used to leaving friends. Like, I have friends all over the country, so I'm kind of used to that. And like, I like my apartment, but it's one of those, like, it's just kind of time to move on. I didn't ever plan on, this was never a, I'm going to live here forever. It was a, I'm going to stay here for a few months. Yeah, and just see if I like it or not.
You wanted to winter like a seabird. You wanted to winter in a warm place. Yeah,
exactly. I wanted to winter somewhere nice. And my favorite part about it was being near you.
And you got to see me sing a number of times.
Yeah. And we've done some fun stuff. We've gone downtown. I'm making him dinner tonight. Well, we'll see. Cross our fingers if it comes out good. I think like I'm ready to leave. That's gonna be a different video for a different day. But I'm really just gonna miss being near you because it's been nice. Because obviously he's my dad, but I feel like we're like buds. Like I feel like we just like hang out as friends, kind of.
Oh yeah. But we're always deadly serious. Every minute we spend together, we're deadly serious. Often very deep philosophical conversations.
Well, sometimes we actually do.
But I think we do them in a I wouldn't say lighthearted, but I would say in a detached sort of.
Yeah, like we never argue or anything.
No, well, you're wrong.
How dare you?
What are you saying?
Get out of my house. Like I feel like we've maybe ever gotten into one fight in 33 years. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was a stern, mean father.
Yeah, okay. Are you kidding me? Could you imagine this guy being mean? I mean, I'm gonna miss you when I leave, but then I'll see you. Well, I actually don't know even when. Who knows when?
Yeah, but again, with FaceTime and the like.
Yeah.
And I subscribe to your YouTube channel.
I hope so.
I do.
I hope so.
And you ordinarily hit the like button.
Thank you.
You want to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button too if you haven't already.
I did not.
And by the way, that little notification bell, make sure you click that.
Thanks, Dad. Look at this. I did not even pay him for that. I didn't even tell him.
Well, I expect some residuals now or something.
I'm making you dinner.
Oh, that's enough. and have another glass of water when I'm done.
Yeah. Our water. It's a little like yellow, but it's
marsh water.
Our water.
It's marsh water.
Here, let's see if there's any like silly questions.
I like the fact that
they're all from Instagram. I don't know if I said that.
Katie was going through some of her belongings as you need to do when you move. And I've moved any number of times in my life as well. And each time you move, you land up going through boxes of things and cases of things and drawers that perhaps you haven't had much of a look at in a long, long time. Sometimes you haven't looked at them since the last time you moved. Or other times you might open a box that you haven't opened in 6 months or a year or something like that. And Katie's opened a few boxy thing, or whatever you call that, which
like
included some memories, some little mementos rather, of times past, of special times in many cases, not always. And some of that engenders all kinds of, not just memories, but then engenders conversations.
Yeah.
And it got each of us to thinking about certain things in the past. And it's almost impossible to isolate favorite moments.
Oh yeah, that was a question
with great specificity, or even in great detail, or even without forgetting other ones that might even be greater memories.
Yeah. A little backstory. You lived in Connecticut from when I was about, what, 1 year old? Ish. So he came to Long Island where I grew up. He grew up on Long Island, moved to Connecticut, and came to Long Island every single Sunday, basically my whole entire upbringing, holidays. Me and my brothers would go there in the summer a little bit. I would make that long trip every weekend to be with my children and spend time. And we went to the aquariums, and we went to the zoos, and we went to the petting zoo, and we went to the nature walks, and we went to the arboretums, and we went to ball games. That's what, so I have this little like a mini accordion file thing of like old like concert tickets and baseball game tickets and a couple pictures and like stuff like that, and we were going through it before. A lot of fun. And yeah, because the reason was because I went through it the other day and I saw a ticket to a baseball game that we went, what was it, 2000, the year 2000? From, are they your favorite minor league baseball team of life? That's a tough question for me to answer. The Waterbury Spirit, they were around for 4 years. They were. Like what, 98 to 2002 or something? Something like that. Something, yeah. But I found a ticket stub from when we went, and we have some, we definitely. We went to a lot of those. Yeah. In fact, the company I ran, we bought season tickets 1 year. So and they were probably what, $12 for like the whole year. It was a very inexpensive single A team. They had about 60 home games each year, maybe 50, something like that. It's like a tiny little semi-rundown park in Connecticut.
It wasn't Yankee Stadium. It wasn't Dodger Stadium. It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't Camden Yards. But you're right on top of the players, though. That was fun.
Yeah. That is, I like minor league baseball better than
because you're right on top of
in terms of the
action.
games. Yeah, because you're right there. You can get the worst seat, and you're still only like this far away.
And you don't have to remortgage your house to buy a ticket.
Yeah, I think that ticket's at $8, and it was like, yeah.
You can't get a beer at a Major League game for $8.
No.
You can't. You can't.
But one of the most common questions was about like, what are our favorite memories together from when we were younger? And I think we went to a lot of baseball games throughout, even the country. We went to a couple in like North Carolina. We went to a couple in South Carolina.
Went to a game in Albany where I took, what, 4 of my kids? And
I don't remember.
And
my dad has
didn't we turn, what?
My dad has 7 kids.
I do have 7
It's me and 6 boys. So.
Yes, it is. We went to a game one night in Albany, and some team we were following, it may have been Waterbury, may very well have been. I think may have been playing there that night. That's not important.
Something.
But anyway, we went to a game in Albany, and I tied that in with a folk festival in the area, I think.
Oh, really?
I think I did. We got a motel room for 5 of us. Mm-hmm. And I turned on the 11 o'clock news. It might have been 10 o'clock news in those days. I don't remember. This would have been in the late 1990s. Yeah. Probably early 2000s. And we put on the local CBS News or NBC or ABC or Fox, whatever it was. And all of a sudden they said, and tonight in Albany at the ballpark, the game was blah, 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 and this guy got a hit, blah, 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 blah. And you know how they show shots in the stands? And there was what?
Teddy, I think?
Was it Teddy and Kevin?
I can't remember.
The Teddy and you?
I feel like I was on it. Maybe it was me and Teddy.
Yeah.
Or me and Kevin, and Teddy was right out of something.
All of a sudden they zoom in in the stands.
But we were on TV.
And there we were.
we were on this local TV in Albany when I was probably like
here we are, the local Albany fans. Yeah. And we're like 200 miles away from home or something.
Yeah. But we like saw ourselves on TV.
Yeah. But let's go back to that folk festival now.
Oh, yes.
I said before, aquariums, zoos, museums, and a lot of folk festivals too, and bluegrass, but more folk festivals. And that particular folk festival, Katie, as they do at so many festivals, they have tents set up where vendors are selling things. And here they had people selling indigenous folklorist or folky kind of instruments. And they had, from Australia, they had the indigenous instrument, the didgeridoo. Now, in the entire world, outside of Australia, there are probably 8 people that have ever even heard of the didgeridoo, and 3 that know how to play it.
It's a long, like, hollow pole kind of thing.
Yeah. But so anyway, but at that folk festival, Katie fell in love with the didgeridoo, which is it speaks to the fact that Katie thinks for herself, has a bit of a quirky side, which I think she inherited from her old man, although her mother's not without quirkiness of her own. But anyway, so at some point I ended up buying Katie a didgeridoo for a Christmas present, I think.
Or birthday or something.
Yeah, years later, in a rare exaggeration bordering on bold-faced lie, there was a mountain somewhere in Connecticut, probably 1,200 feet high, something like that. And I used to hike, I still hike, but I used to hike all the time. And I told Katie, I said, Katie, we're gonna hike this mountain. It'll take us, half an hour to get up there.
That was the lie.
That was
when he said lie.
It was probably like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Never trust a man with a mustache, which I've been saying for years. Anyway, so.
Wait, but then we can't trust you for saying to not trust you. Because
that's a dilemma.
Yeah, it's a dilemma.
It's not, no, it's a conundrum.
Yes.
It's more of a conundrum than a dilemma.
Yes.
So we go up this mountain.
In Connecticut.
And it's pretty steep.
In Connecticut.
You know, the Connecticut-Massachusetts border, I think. We're hiking up, and all of a sudden...
This is so funny.
All of a sudden, we hear this sound. And the didgeridoo has a very distinctive sound.
Yeah, if you haven't heard it, go...
Pause this video.
No, do it after.
Don't pause this video. Never pause this video.
But it essentially sounds
at some point... it has like a vibrato built in.
Very low.
But very low register. Yeah. Anyway, so we hear this. And I'm like... And Katie's probably thinking, Dad, you set me up. I'd never been on this mountain before, so what did I know? So we walk over, and we see this guy with a didgeridoo aimed down in a valley. And the valley had to be many hundreds, if not more than 1,000 feet deep.
Yeah, because we were like basically at the top.
And you can hear this sound reflecting throughout the valley. It's as though he's entertaining all the wildlife and any hikers who happen to be walking down that valley.
And we were very entertained.
We were. And it was just bizarre.
It was.
Because here I am with the only person I know who has any love or interest in familiarity with a didgeridoo. And here we are watching the only didgeridoo player in the Northern Hemisphere playing the didgeridoo.
But also I mean, they're not heavy, but they're big.
Yeah.
It's literally probably like 5 feet long, I would say.
Yeah.
And like this round-ish. But so he carried that, what, like an hour up this mountain.
Sure.
And then just like, and yeah, like Dad was saying, like, nobody knows what a didgeridoo is. It's not like he had like a guitar. That would still be very cool if we saw some guy talking about him with a guitar.
Right.
That would still be very cool.
Yeah.
But
but that's almost cliche-ish.
But maybe
that's almost
a little bit.
There ain't nothing cliche about playing a didgeridoo on top of a mountain in Connecticut.
Playing a didgeridoo in general is not cliche. So then in Connecticut, he's probably the only person besides me who owned one, and I couldn't play it. Like, it's very difficult. I could make a sound, but it's difficult to play. But climbing on top of a mountain and seeing a guy play the didgeridoo, just like, yeah, out like into the open, was one of the most random things that I think could ever happen in anyone's life. Especially if you did not know what a didgeridoo is or was, I wonder what you would have thought. Or what, not you, but like someone. It was not hilarious in a funny way, but hilarious in like a, what? Yeah. Like, is this actually happening that we're seeing some guy play the didgeridoo? I wish we talked to him. We listened for like a minute or two, but then we just kept going. Like, this was weird, and not weird in a bad way. Weird in a, you would never expect that in a million years to climb a mountain and see a guy playing the didgeridoo in Connecticut, especially.
That's true.
So it was very, very cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool
also in Connecticut, going back to an earlier topic, one time we were at a ball game in Waterbury, to give us, I think, some better context here. We've been to ballparks all over the states. Yeah. And I don't know how many ballparks. But we had some particularly pleasant times at that ballpark. It wasn't all that far away from where we lived in Cheshire, Connecticut in those days.
Yeah, we went there a lot, and it was inexpensive, and it was small. It was almost like a family. Like, well, you sat right next to like,
they only averaged 800 fans a game, so you got to know everybody.
Yeah, and like you sat next to the first baseman's parents a bunch.
Yes.
Like, it was just a very like.
And the catcher's parents. I had to be careful how I criticized him when he struck out.
Yeah.
Those parents sit next to me. Yeah, I couldn't do that. But one time we're sitting right in the front row, and this ballpark was so hokey. Is that a word, hokey? Hokey?
Maybe. Hoagie is a sandwich.
Hoagie is a sandwich.
Hoagie's a sandwich.
By the way, it's a grinder in Connecticut.
It's a hero on Long Island.
But it's a hoagie in Maryland and what, South Jersey?
Let us know what you guys call like like a sandwich, like a sub.
Down here, I think it's a sub. I think
let us know in the comments what you call them, because I would call it a hero or a sandwich.
Now the word hero comes from the Greek gyro.
See, this is where
our
conversations go. This is where our conversations go.
It does. By the way, if you're ever in Manhattan, buy a gyro where the guy sliced the meat right on the street. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, I haven't been to Manhattan now, and I worked there for many years.
That was a question too. After this, because we have a lot of memories, but then we'll do some like the other questions. We'll do kind of like quick fire, quick. Because there are like quite a few.
Yeah, so we're at the ballpark. We're at the ballpark. Sorry. I'm not really sorry. So we're at the ballpark, and we're sitting in the front row one night, and this night they probably had 1,000 people, so we couldn't sit where we normally sat, and so we're right behind the players, the dugout.
The spirit dugout, yeah.
Yeah, and they had a chicken wire, or a...
It was a chain link fence,
flimsy.
That you'd see in like the Sandlot or something.
And so, your lady over here, the Irish would say, your man, and your lady over here. Is bothering the crap out of the players.
I was what, like 15,
something like that, maybe
14, 13, something,
and
14.
The whole game she's yelling, give me a ball, give me a ball, give me a ball. That was bothering me.
I have a loud voice, yeah.
So finally, one of the players, God bless him, a really good effort.
Yeah.
And a nice guy, as it turns out, we know what a nice guy this guy was.
Yeah.
He went to the new ball bag. Game balls, brand new, never used.
Wait, was it new or was it
No, it was new. I think it was new.
Oh, see, I couldn't remember if it was new or just
no, I think we got a new one.
Oh, okay.
And he lifts the bottom of the chain link fence, points to your lady over here.
He literally lifted that's how like hokey it was. He lifted the fence, and then because I was just right behind him essentially, and I was probably making his ears bleed.
Yeah, he probably hated me.
So he probably hated me. He's like, how do I get this girl to shut up? So he lifted the fence and handed me a ball.
Yeah.
He's like, handed me a ball. And then I probably shut up after that. Probably. A little bit. I probably shut up a little bit after that.
He may be one of the few people on the planet to think of my daughter as somebody, what a pain that young lady was. Okay.
But thought of a very resourceful way to get me
to resolve the
situation.
Yeah, and he made a fan for life.
Yeah, oh yeah, I love him now.
Life.
Yeah. This was like 15 years ago. I gotta find him.
Yeah.
If you're watching this for any reason.
We know who he is. In fact, we have his name somewhere.
Yeah. His name is Alex, I think, right? I think his name is Alex. So I gotta find him and say thank you. I was very annoying.
He's retired by now. He's retired by now.
Oh yeah, he's probably in his 40s-ish now. But that was, I love going to the spirit games. We also, because like a lot of minor league baseball has the games that like the kids can play. If you go on the field, you have to guess certain things, you do dizzy bat races and stuff. So I did quite a few of them I don't think I ever did anyone at another ballpark. I think I've only done them at the Spirit.
Well, I have to think about
Stadium?
Huh?
Municipal Stadium?
Yeah.
I did the dizzy bat race. I ran around the bases. I did one of those.
Oh, you did that more than once too.
I did one that like cartoon faces on a stick or whatever, or like racing each other like behind a, like kind of like this.
Then they had something else behind the
that kind of stuff.
That was behind the outfield fence.
Yeah.
And people in the stands would have to guess who's going to come in first.
Yeah, we did all that kind of stuff. Oh, I remember one of I would say my favorite memories, but in terms of like when I was angry at my dad, because I rarely
Because I had a rule. What was my rule? I had a rule.
We never left baseball games early.
Till the last hour.
Ever.
Till the game's over.
Even if it was 20-2, we would not leave early. Right. But there was some about this particular game. It was just me and you.
I don't recall what it was.
Me neither. But it was just me and you. And one of the games of the night was guessing attendance. And I have no idea.
And the score was like 10-0.
Yeah, so there was something about it. Maybe it was late, maybe he was tired, maybe he had work, or something about it that we left this game early, which we have maybe ever done one other time ever. We've been to a million.
I don't do it at River Dogs games here, ever.
Yeah, we do not leave games early, but for some reason we did, and we listened to the rest of it on the radio.
Right.
And I would have won the attendance guessing contest, and I was livid. You probably won, like a free hot dog at the next game or something.
Or a $10 gift certificate in the gift shop.
Yeah, but I was so mad because I'm like, I would have won. One of my very quick favorite memories of my dad is when I was probably 7 or 8 and we went ice skating. And I'm not a good ice skater. I can't ice skate. I don't like it. It hurts my ankles.
And I played hockey. I played men's hockey.
And like my dad, and Teddy's a really good ice skater too. So like half our family loves ice skating and they're good at it. And I'm like, no. But so we went ice skating and I was holding my dad's hand while we were ice skating because I was very young.
Yes.
And I stumbled and I fell and I brought dad down with me. And I don't know why, it's one of like my favorite memories. Like, you were supposed to keep me up. I was not supposed to bring you down.
There's something about being out of balance.
Yeah. I was out of balance, I pulled him, he got out of balance, and we both fell. And it's very funny to me to think of like me being like 7, it's normal if I fall, but like a 45-year-old man with a mustache who used to play hockey and I made him fall.
I was going to say,
it's funny for me.
So I played hockey in my mid to late 20s, and so a guy 26 weighing 220 pounds couldn't knock me on my whatever.
But like a 50-pound little
But a 50-pound little squirt over here could knock me on.
That's one of my favorite memories. You know, one of my other... You're gonna yell at me so much for remembering this story.
I'm leaving.
Which car was it? Your Infinity? That we...
That might have been my Canon. It cost a lot of money. It cost a lot of money those days.
So I get car sick if I'm not driving. Not all the time, but I do prefer to drive because I never get car sick when I'm driving. But when I was young, I especially got really car sick. And I remember Dad was driving, I was in the passenger seat. I think that you were on Long Island. And we literally pulled into my mom's driveway and I threw up in the car.
I do remember that. No, sadly.
I didn't even open the door to throw up outside, but I was really young. I was probably around the same age. It was probably the same day. I made him fall on the ice and then he's mad at me right now.
I've been on losing teams in various sports. I'm a war veteran. I've had successes and defeats in business, but somebody puking in a brand new car on your real leather seats?
I
know. With real walnut and everything else? Oh my God.
I'm sorry, Dad. God. It's very fun for me to think about. It's funny for me to think about now, but I don't think I'll ever.
You know, despite the trauma that I still feel.
Can you tell them that you're not actually mad at me? They might think that you're serious.
Despite the trauma that I still feel. I came over here today. No, I get over that like right away because that's the kind of person I am.
I mean, and I was a child. You cannot get mad at a child for throwing up.
No, you can't. No, unless they vomit on like my brand new vinyl records.
That would have been much harder to clean. At least you can clean the interior of a car.
Yeah.
But cleaning.
In those days, I was paying somebody else to clean the
Yeah, that's fair, yeah.
That's how I'm about to start.
What other memories did we have as a... I just charged
No, we have lots. I mean, one of the highlights, but something that was always a highlight of my week, if it were more rare, it would be the highlight of the month or the year, but it was the highlight of my week was when you were a little girl and I'd pull up in the driveway and somebody would come running up and hug me.
Aww.
I mean, what's better than that? What's better? Daddy, daddy, what's better than that?
Alright, so that's going to be all for this video because we probably have like, this is probably like a 40-minute video.
We've been doing this for 16 hours.
We have been doing this since 3 days ago.
This mustache was black when we started this thing.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure that you're subscribed because we're gonna do a part 2 to this Q&A in like a week or 2.
And by the way, I also have something on YouTube, you know. I do.
I know. My dad has some singing videos on YouTube. So if you want to see my dad singing, Ed with 2 Ds.
And there's also Ed Carney Music on Facebook.
Oh yeah. If you want to go follow my dad, go hang out with my dad on Facebook and then go watch some of his YouTube videos, feel free to do that. I will have it like linked below as well. But we are going to do a second part of this Q&A. This one was a little bit more like elaborate conversation. Next week's or the weeks after Q&A is going to be like rapid fire questions and answers. So if you want to see that and hang out with me and my dad a little bit more, please make sure that you're subscribed, ring the notification bell, and that's it. All right, so.
This is Katie Carney saying,
I love you, Jesus loves you, and we'll talk to you later. Bye. All right.
I've grown this mustache especially for today's show.
Has everyone shut this video off yet?
Are we recording?
Yeah.
We are?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ed. Blood type B negative and Taurus and shoe size 10.5, 11, actually 11. I said 10.5 because I like to understate. What you want to do is you don't want to overstate.
Right.
We're not live, are we?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm
Hi.
gonna leave some of this in though.
Hi.